Hello fellow riders. Today I'm making a video about how to make your bike more comfortable according to your attributes or whatever, your height, weight, whatever it might be. But just how to change and modify your bike to make it so that you can make it more personalized and comfortable for you. And because all these bikes that never come fit for one type of person. That's why every bike fits different too. A Ninja 650 is going to fit way different than an R6, just the riding position, everything. But there are things you can do to change that. So in just a minute here, we're going to go over some of those, some of the things I've done and some of the things I've heard other people do that can help you have a more comfortable ride. Dude, fuck yeah. Beautiful. So I'm on the way to my girlfriend's work so we can, she's on her lunch so we can hang out, stop by, say hi, whatever. And I fucking get pulled over on the 10-minute ride there and I'm like, shit. And I see this cop in the oncoming lane like over here and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm gonna get pulled over. And like there's nothing I could do. I couldn't get in the lane over so he wouldn't see me or something, so I just accepted my fate. And he turns around, I look behind me, I'm like, great, yeah, I'm definitely getting pulled over. So I go over in the right lane and just wait for him to catch up to me, and I cruise and wait. And he pulls me over for no license plate, no mirrors, of course, as usual. So he looked it up and he comes back and he's like, worst case scenario, I'm gonna give you a fix-it ticket, but I'm gonna ask if I can trust you to put your license plate and mirrors back on, because if you keep going like this, you're just gonna get pulled over again. And I was like, oh yes, absolutely, sir. I'll put them on right away. It was just because I had a photo shoot yesterday and I take them off to make the bike look cleaner. Like, I'll do it. I swear. It's going back on as soon as I can. But yeah, that's my story of how I got pulled over today, and I'm pissed off at myself for not turning on the GoPro. Here's the question though, is I don't know if I turn on my GoPro, if he's gonna ask me to turn it off and be like, hey, you can't record me doing this shit. If I heard that if you're recording, then they have to give you like some kind of a ticket, like they have to show that they enforce the law or something like that in case it gets posted. I don't know. Anyway, so getting back to making your bike more comfortable and suited for yourself. The biggest thing I did that made, I swear to God, just the most difference in the world to me was handlebars, clip-ons. I always saw other people, mentioning them and stuff, and I thought, like, why change the handlebars? What's the point? They're freaking handlebars. Like, what's the difference? And then I realized I sat on my R6 and I would ride around, and then I would sit on my brother's Ducati and ride around in Borrego or wherever. And my bike, when I rode, it was like this. You just feel trapped. You feel like you can't really move. You can't stick your arms out. You just feel trapped, Whereas on his, it felt out more, forward more, and it caused your stance to just be more on top of the bike and more like, okay, here we go, and you can put your elbows out a lot easier. Just give you kind of a little difference there. Like I said before, my clip-ons were like here. Like they didn't sit as far out or as wide. They're very close. So when you're leaning, it's difficult. Whereas now with your hands out here, you're on top of the bike. And you can grab it, and leaning is very easy. It's so much easier. The comfortability is just a monumental difference. So that's the first thing. Highly, highly recommend looking into that, especially if you're a tall person. I'm 6'3.5" or whatever, almost 6'4". So that made a huge difference for me, and also for a tall person like myself. Foot pegs make a big difference. My bike came with these Errata rear sets, and you can see that they're set up to be down and back as far as possible. So that lets my legs, instead of, like, I believe when I sat on a stock R6, the foot pegs are more like here. So it's a more relaxed riding position, I would say. Your legs are less bent, but also it's just different. It's really hard to describe how it feels, but this feels a lot more race-like, and it's comfortable for a tall rider like myself because it is down and back. Now, if a shorter rider were to set up, he'd probably use this top hole, and right here, that would bring the pegs up and put him more on the bike and be more comfortable for him possibly, and that's why they have these holes. So you can set up however you like, whatever's best for you. So that's that. I know a lot of people like to change out the seat. I've never bothered to. I mean, yeah, your ass gets sore after hours, but I mean, that's just a bike. I really don't. I haven't tried it, but it's something worth looking into. Other things you can do just to make your bike more comfortable for yourself, not regarding necessarily your riding position, but rather stuff that will just give you better control and feel of the bike, would be like levers. I like these short levers because I only use 2 fingers when I brake, so there's no point in having a big ass lever here. I can't even fit 4 fingers on here, so I use 2. And also same with the left one, it's really easy for wheelies because you can just, I think I use 2 fingers for wheelies. I can't even remember, maybe it's 1. I don't know. Anyways, it's just really easy to grab, and I have them set up with these rental clip-ons. I can move it to exactly where I want it to be because there's extra tube here. Because like I said, they stick out wider now. So I have it set up to where my fingers sit right inside the pocket there, and it gives me really good control of it. Same with the clutch over here, except I use 4 fingers for the clutch for when I actually want to shift, but still. So that's a big difference there. I don't think this really goes under the category of comfortability, but I recommend HID so you can see the road better. GPR steering stabilizer so you're more comfortable and safe feeling on the road, less likely to get tank slappers, which is how my friend crashed and is now paralyzed today. So I definitely recommend a steering stabilizer, but instead of a steering stabilizer, the most important thing is actually get your suspension set up right. I paid 40 bucks, have my rear and front suspension set up, and the tire just stays planted on the ground all the time now. It's like even when you're hitting bumps, you just feel it planted. It just doesn't move. It's amazing. Having a good suspension setup is huge. And that also has to do with riding comfortability, because the softer or stiffer suspension is going to change how it feels and also give you more or less confidence in the corners. My bad. So I highly recommend looking into getting your suspension set up professionally and according to your body weight. They have you jump on the bike and sit on it and shit like that. I was able to finish the video because my GoPro battery died, so got home, charged a little bit. I'm going to finish right now. The only 2 things I thought of that I missed earlier was that you can get a little, almost like a lever that goes on your throttle, so when you're on freeways you can just use your hand to keep accelerated instead of having a grip on it. That can make it more comfortable for freeway riding. And the other thing is brakes. Brakes are a big deal. Not only will you stop faster, but it's going to make you more comfortable and confident on the bike because it's going to be more sensitive, it's going to react better, it's just going to feel a lot better. Part of that is kind of a confidence thing if you think about it, so it's not totally related to comfort, but comfortability relates to confidence. So those are the last 2 things I wanted to touch up on. If you guys have any other ideas, please mention them in the comments, let other riders know. And also let me know how I did. This is only my 2nd motovlog since I've been back. It's been like a year, so try to do the best I can. And well, I want your criticism. I want you guys to tell me how I did, what you think, what I can do better. So just let me know. Alright guys, have a good day, ride safe. Let me know any video ideas you want me to do, and please rate, comment, subscribe. I'll be posting as much as I can, and I'm getting back into it. So anyways, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Okay, so we're gonna go kind of over some life things, little life updates sort of, because it seems appropriate since you guys don't know shit about me in a while. Well, I live in Spring Valley now. I'm still 18 years old.